It's not supposed to be this easy. It shouldn't have gone this smoothly. Turning a town into a hockey town usually doesn't happen this fast. Well, somebody forgot to tell Rogers, because a mere 2 decades into their journey, Rogers, Minnesota has already carved their place into the state of hockey.
The first time the Rogers Royals are headed to the state hockey tournament.
Proving small-town values can lead to big-time results. By Minnesota standards, hockey in Rogers still has that new car smell. This is a 21st century story, as the Rogers Youth Hockey Association was only established in 2001, back when a city looking to plant their flag as a hockey town didn't have much more than a flag.
When we first moved here, I think a lot of it, you saw those backyard ponds. You just saw kids playing, and a passion in the parents to create the Rogers Royals. Those first high school teams were taking the flag and running it through the neighborhoods as a conditioning in the summer and just trying to get some excitement around it.
So they would run through the neighborhoods with the flag?
They would. Coach Marchand had a flag, and they would run through the new neighborhoods just to get attention before we even had a rink.
I mean, talk about planting a flag in the state of hockey.
Right.
Today, Rogers has nearly 600 players in their association. Programs like Try Hockey for Free, Learn to Skate, and Little Wild helping add numbers at the youngest levels.
What happened? I mean, I'm honestly, because I remember when my kid was playing, I started to see Rogers in the rankings. They'd be like 26-0, and I didn't know what was going on. Like, what happened in the last decade that it popped?
I just think there's so much building going on here. You know, when I first started here, it was more of a small town. It's still a small town, but it's starting to get a lot more people. I mean, they're building homes left and right, and they do a good job here, you know, doing hockey for free. When I was younger and I was part of the board a little bit, we would go out and place flyers on cars just to get people to come and do this hockey for free. And that's where we saw the girls program really start to grow.
Rogers' emergence as a hockey town was accelerated by the creation of a hockey development committee, the brain trust tasked with designing the blueprint that would eventually lead to the Royals' recent run.
I think we had a real concerted effort starting around 10 years ago we kind of got the hockey development committee up and running.
The biggest enabler for us was really the people that really had backgrounds with hockey, so it's really kind of put together a good foundation to help leapfrog.
And we joke, we call him the Godfather, because he kind of put together a development team, because I think when you first came here, there was not anything really in place, and it helped get firm footing down. We organized a structure. You know, a few years ago, we brought in Bob Mancini from USA Hockey and got him to come talk to all our coaches, all our parents, and, you know, really espouse on like the values and how they build things at USA Hockey and what they've done with all their research and stuff like that.
I think it was just a lot of good people coming together and making a concerted effort to put this program on the map.
The city of Rogers sits in a unique spot, close enough to the cities to have all the benefits of a suburb, while far enough away for people to build a house that isn't right on top of their neighbors. This ideal mix of city and country has made Rogers a boomtown, experiencing explosive growth during the pandemic as hockey families looked for the best of both worlds.
Did you guys pop during COVID? Were like people moving here?
I'm a real estate agent, my day job, and it was crazy. And everybody wanted a yard, right? They wanted that space, and that's what's kind of driving this community. I think what we're going through right now in Rogers is a change a little bit. You still get that country, Cenex feel. You got plenty of antique stores to pick from.
Yeah, so if you need fudge or something, you can probably find it.
Part of the reason we chose here is it still had a little bit of a small town feel, and though we're not small town so much anymore, you know, everybody is here as one big, you know, neighborhood, family.
You can feel it growing,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
Every day at school, is there like 5 new kids?
Yes, always. I feel like we have like new buildings coming in.
There's a lot of cranes, just cranes everywhere.
Yeah.
I still remember when I was in elementary school and people would ask me, oh, where do you go to school? Oh, I got to Rogers. Where's that? It was like, and now if anyone asks, like, oh yeah, they're They're a big school.
Where do you think the quote-unquote safety meeting headquarters is in Rogers?
I'd say Maynard's. I just love Maynard's.
Obviously, Minnetonka is claiming the Maynard's of the south, so we have Maynard's of the north.
I get the chicken Alfredo.
They have cheese curds too, right? What's the town like?
We got all the inner town areas where everything's pretty close, but then everyone lives like just far enough away where
you got a little land.
You got a little land.
Yep.
With a population of 13,000 and enough land to stretch your legs, outdoor rinks are often backyard rinks in Rogers.
We're also the land of the backyard rinks, right? He's got a 6 spread at his place. I think there's probably a lot more of that going on.
Got a pond in my backyard. That was the one thing I was looking for. And, you know, I was out flooding it earlier this week and snow blowing it for 2 hours, and the kids were out there tonight.
I actually got a funny memory from Pee Wee A. We were out there before practice and didn't really think much about time and came back in. We were already 10 minutes into practice, so coach wasn't happy about that one. We paid the punishment for that.
Through the years, Rogers has had many royal families, including the Baileys and the Cheslocks. Hockey families like these have helped shape Rogers' unique hockey culture.
Our dad played college hockey at St. Cloud, so growing up he just taught us a bunch about hockey. And it wasn't even always just like working hard, it was just simply having fun.
Obviously Chase is having a great run at St. Thomas, and just seeing all those guys, I was kind of like, if they can do it, then I can definitely do it.
While new on the scene, Rogers has already turned out top talent at the highest levels, including current PWHL player Peyton Levis.
Peyton Levis makes it 1-1 as New York has tied it.
And NHLer Nick Jensen.
Were you here when Nick Jensen was here coming through?
Yeah, there is a picture with my older son at our Skate with the Royals event. Him and his buddies were skating with Nick Jensen, and that was the guy they wanted to skate with.
That guy's an OG. He played at Rogers before it was a thing at all, and he's still in the NHL.
Absolutely. So that was a lot of fun.
Rogers was like small when I started growing up there, and like the community as a whole just has grown exponentially through my childhood and continues to do that. And seeing growth like that on the rink and off the rink is great to see. I do hear word of mouth a lot of how, you know, players coming out of there that are doing some special things, and you know, a lot of work goes into that organization with the coaching and the community putting time and effort into developing the players there. They're obviously doing stuff right when you see stuff like that happening. When you leave this area, then you realize like not every state's doing this. Skating on outdoor ponds and outdoor rinks with your buddies, playing for your high school team, and we're pretty famous for it. So I think it's a special thing Minnesota's got going on. And it was definitely a special time for me growing up.
Today, Rogers finds itself at a crossroads, too successful to play the role of the underdog, and not established enough to consistently run with the big dogs, which is exactly how Rogers likes to play, on the edge.
People know what it's like to play a northern team. They know what it's like to play a city team. What kind of style are you looking for in Rogers?
You have to have that swagger when you walk into the rink, that you put in the work, that, hey, Rogers is coming to play, we got a tough game ahead of us.
Our biggest thing is to be gritty, fast, confident.
A lot of times we were called soft, and I think that's kind of one thing we've worked on, is being fast, physical, and connected. You know, that's kind of our identity.
I'd definitely say David becoming Goliath. We play a lot of those really good teams, but I think it just makes us better.
I mean, when you come and play Rogers, you better be ready for a fight.
Your body can. Prove you have what it takes. Get up after every hit. Perform to a packed house. Work harder, win the faceoff, and crash the net. Your body can take a clapper, deke the defender, change on the fly, go 5-hole, finish on the breakaway, and bring home a championship. Because with TRIA by your side, your body can do amazing things.
If there's one seminal moment in any town becoming a hockey town in Minnesota, it's a trip to St. Paul. And the boys varsity team earning Rogers' first visit to the high school state tournament last year was proof Rogers had officially arrived.
For the first time in school history, the Rogers Royals are headed to the state hockey tournament.
I mean, we're on top of the world. We've worked so hard and so long for this, so it's just special.
What did it mean to break through last year? How was the community reaction? What did it feel like?
It was awesome. I mean, everywhere I went, I felt like, oh, you're the team that went to state, and like everyone was like complimenting. It was awesome.
3 years in a row, we got cut short, and everyone was kind of like, what happened? And then, finally we were the group that pulled through, and yeah, the community was really cool. The school had, a whole deal for us. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime.
So, I mean, I had a son that played on it, so I didn't get there as a high school player. And as a hockey player, it's everyone's dream is getting onto that state tournament and playing on that ice. And so it was an unbelievable feeling around town for that week, for those boys, for that team, for the community, to get there for the very first time.
Yeah, for the first time, that was awesome. Super big deal. I mean, everyone's pumped. A ton of people went to the game.
My older son cheering on his little brother, and just seeing that first time in program history, the whole community rally. The current community, the future kids, the alumni guys, all of them were there supporting. So it was an amazing experience.
Rogers remains focused on rising competitive success, having also earned state appearances at the Bantam AA, Pee Wee AA, 12UA, and 12UB1 levels.
What did that mean to make it to state, and does that feel like you're kind of on the map?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it was super cool getting to state. I mean, we had two 12UA teams go to state 2 years in a row, and I feel like even getting there was such an accomplishment because it feels good to represent Rogers hockey.
As the city continues to grow, facilities will play a key role if Rogers hopes to keep pace with Minnesota's hockey powerhouses. The recently renamed Truestone Center naming rights deal a huge step forward in their expansion efforts. Rogers will break ground on a much-needed second sheet of ice later this year. The Second Sheet Initiative, a journey 10 years in the making through combined efforts of the association, its members, the city, and corporate sponsors like naming rights partner TRIA.
We've had to travel to Princeton. The girls, we were in Anoka all the time. And even with 2 rinks, you can't have everybody here. You're still going to be traveling, but it'll be a lot nicer just to have more time at home and not putting so much miles on the car to go to the rink.
We've grown so fast, the infrastructure hasn't kept up. So, I mean, to our families and parents that put their kids in hockey, driving in 35 minutes to Blaine at 8 o'clock or right after work through rush hour, those are sacrifices.
The last couple of years, we've been going somewhere else for practice every single night, basically. So to get to more home games at your own rink would be great.
I think it's just so nice having 2 rinks and just having more kids just being able to get on ice at once in Rogers.
When we were U15s, we'd have practice at 10 on a school night, and just having 2 sheets of ice will completely cut that out.
I've definitely grown up here. I remember being like a mite and running around the rink and then seeing all the high school growth.
We really had to go to bat for the second sheet. The city has been a great partner, but I wouldn't say it's their top priority, right? It's our top priority, right? So again, because of the area and kind of some of the buzz around here, the naming rights actually went better than most people even anticipated. Yeah, actually, Health Partners and TRIA named the field house, and then they actually put their name on the future second rink before it's even built yet. So without that kind of support, we wouldn't be in the process of finalizing bids for next year. So it's been huge, yeah.
A mere 25 years into their hockey journey, this small town has found a way to produce elite-level talent and results. Will they one day be a hockey powerhouse? Don't bet against them. If recent history is any indication, Rogers is well on its way to joining the hockey Blue Bloods, because everyone in Rogers bleeds blue. Royal blue.
When they let up, oh, see how far you can go. You hold a line, hold it together like only callous hands know. On my mind for a moment, you never mind how I leave. The way the world doesn't turn the same, and you never believe.
In our next episode, we move from a hockey boomtown to this year's host of Hockey Day, Minnesota. Tune in to the Hastings episode of the association coming soon.